Okay, this is a look at Burkes Repo outlet, and Repo just sounds like something that's been repossessed from somebody, and most of the time when something gets repossessed, people aren't taking care of it when they're not making payments on it. But if we look at, to start with, sliders kill conversions. So I wouldn't have a slider in the header. I mean, every test that's been done, Notre Dame's done tests, all these companies have done tests, and every single time the sliders, immediately when you see a slider, your brain thinks this is an ad. So then you scroll down the page. They don't work well in mobile. When you start trying to make it work in all the different devices, you've got problems. The call to action is moving so fast, it's hard to even click on the call to action because it's gone before you get a chance to click on it. From there, if we look up here in the header, we've got motorcycles. If we click on dual sport, I mean, this page, there's nothing here. I mean, at least you could have some content and some images about the dual sport motorcycle. You've got the Dyna, and this is the same. I mean, this has got some text on here, but it could also have some images as well. The Heritage sidecar, nothing. Overland, nothing. I mean, this is bleeding link juice. Now, this one right here is okay. Now, this is what I'm talking about. A page where you've got at least some motorcycles and some content. Sort by popularity. There's only 3 of them. So really you don't need to sort by anything. So the sort thing doesn't need to be there. Sort by average rating. I mean, that's not. And even if the motorcycle, like this one right here has been sold, but it still shows the picture, that's a good looking motorcycle, isn't it? And then from there you've got all these pictures and all. But how do we get back to that page? I like that blue one too. That blue one's a good looking motorcycle. Look at that. I like that. But see, this pop-up is also, there's no reason to have some pop-up blockers will block this. So I wouldn't have the pop-up block, I wouldn't have this thing pop up like this. And then you got to figure out how to close it. So now it's open and there's a little bitty X down here you got to click to close it. So that's kind of a pain. The price right here where you've got the price should automatically be filled in. So when you come in here, this price should be automatically filled in there. Then from there, I can put how much I want to put down on it, and then I can adjust to see how much the payments would be. But the top price should automatically fill in when you come in there. But the rest of these are just, this is bleeding link juice that could be used for ranking pages and stuff to pages that don't have anything. I would even have all the motorcycles I've sold on here. I mean, that's better than nothing. If we go back to the home page, we keep scrolling down the page. The About Us, you should have an About Us page. I mean, I wouldn't have an About Us section on the home page. I'd have an About Us page. It's a good-looking shop, man. That's a beautiful shop, man. He's got a nice place. I love that. I'd love to have a shop like that, man. That is beautiful. Look at that. Big parking lot. Nice building. Here we've got some videos. Videos start playing when you click on. And this is coming from YouTube. I don't know why you wouldn't just self-host your videos, but I guess that's fine. The YouTube videos. We come on now. This Facebook link. If you click on Facebook, when you have a link to Facebook, what's going to happen? One, you're trying to get traffic from Facebook to the website. So everything you're doing is trying to get the traffic from the social media sites to the website. Once they're on the website, when you link to something like Facebook here, if you click on Facebook, then what's going to happen is Facebook's going to track me from this website to Facebook, and then they're going to show ads for the competition for the Burkes Repo outlet. So that by doing that, you're helping Facebook know where you're coming from so that they can show your competition's stuff. They're selling ads. That's what they're doing, is selling ads. So of course they're going to show your competition. That's not a good thing. Not only do you not want them to go to Facebook, you want them to come from Facebook to the website. But now when you're going from Facebook, from your website to Facebook, Facebook says, oh, they're looking for motorcycles. So now you've got all kinds of motorcycle shops and all showing up for ads and everything. This link to the web design company, this link is going to bleed link juice from this website to the web design company. So it's an off-topic link. This is not a motorcycle website. And you see they do theirs correct, although this is a long call to action. And this right here does not make a website ADA compliant. I mean, the web designer having to use a third-party plug-in right here to make his own website ADA compliant is crazy. I would not have a third-party plugin right here on my website. I mean, you should just code it correctly, because it doesn't make it ADA compliant, because the law says the experience for somebody with a handicap has to be the same as an experience with somebody who doesn't have a handicap. And the fact that the person with a handicap has to click on the link and then figure out what they're going to push on from there. I mean, look at all these options, and the page jumps around, and then you've got this thing on here. You got to figure out how to turn that off, and nothing happened when I clicked up here. Seizure safe profile. So that doesn't make a website ADA compliant. And the fact that the web developer has to use a third-party plugin, that means his code is bad. It's got bad code on it, and instead of fixing the bad code, what we do is we add in an overlay that just adds more code over the top of the bad code that's already there. I would not use a web developer that has to use an overlay on their own website. But that link right there is also hurting this website, because it's bleeding link juice off to the web developer, and the web developer is not a motorcycle shop, so it's actually hurting his rankings there as well. If we look at, now this is Google's Lighthouse tool. Google uses this for ranking. They put this here because they're saying page speed is so important that we're going to give you a tool to show you where your problems are. So if we look at this, the first content paint has to be in under a second. When Google comes in here, Google looks and they say, look at all these pages right here. Well, if this right here is not in under a second, Google can't look at all these pages. Google's just going to leave. They're going to come in here, they're going to look around for a second and say, hey, we got to go, because this website is so slow, we don't want to do anything to cause any harm to the website by slowing it down more, so we're not going to spider it. So this website takes 5.9 seconds to load for the first content paint. So Google's not able to spider the website. They're leaving, all these pages are not, if you add new content, new pages, it's probably going to take Google a long time to find them, unless you've got links coming from somewhere else to those pages. This largest content paint needs to be under 2.5 seconds. If it's not under 2.5 seconds, it's going to have a ranking penalty. So not only will it have a ranking penalty, but also Google studies and all these website studies have shown that Google studies showed if a website takes just 3 seconds to load, it will lose 53% of its traffic. This one takes 62.3 seconds to load. So this website is losing way over half its traffic. I mean, this thing is losing so much traffic, it's not even funny. 62.3 seconds for the largest content paint is insane. The web developer should be so embarrassed about this largest content paint that he shouldn't even put a link to his website on there. I mean, this is costing, this website is losing money. All the tests have shown, like I said, Google's own test showed if a website takes 3 seconds to load, it'll lose 53% of its traffic. And because of that, Google said if the website doesn't have the largest content paint in under 2.5 seconds, they're going to have a ranking penalty. Google also looks at how fast people click away. All these studies have shown that people will leave a website if it takes more than I mean, it starts losing traffic immediately. By the second, you're losing traffic. And you know, he's got quite a few that's a good looking motorcycle there too. But so Google's not even able to spider down and look at all these pages. We've got the sold motorcycles mixed in with the other ones. I think I would have the ones that were sold at the end and the ones I was trying to sell first, but they're kind of mixed together right here. And that should happen automatically. You know, you should be able to add in a motorcycle, and when it sells, it just automatically shows that it's been sold and moves it to the back of the pile. But in addition to that, we've got, how many errors have we got? We've got 15 errors. One error can prevent the search engines from spidering it. One error makes it not ADA compliant. So this website is not ADA compliant, which means they could get sued, they could get fined. I mean, it's illegal not to be ADA compliant. You can get a $50,000 fine per an incident. So the web developer who's put his link down here, this guy right here, and you're welcome to show this video to the web developer, and I'll explain to him how to fix all the problems he's got. But a professional web developer checks the code for errors. When he builds the website, he checks to make sure there's no errors on the page. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's impossible. There's no way to fix all the errors. I mean, this thing's got, like I said, 15 errors. It's got a bunch of warnings in here. How many warnings did it have? We've got 15 errors, 137 warnings. I mean, this thing, and this right here is insane. A 62.3 second load time is crazy. I mean, that's the worst one I've seen. I have not seen one that bad in a long time. But when they say, oh, it's impossible, there's no way to get a website, this is the website we're looking on, and this is the reason we're looking at motorcycle websites. Now we're trying to figure out what we can do to improve this website here. You know, if you come in here and we start clicking around, you know, we've got the 360 view, and I don't really like that black on there. That probably should be changed. And you can change colors. And also if you click on service here, and this is in Spanish, this is a Colombian company. But if you click on the service, you pick which motorcycle you want to get service for. Is it maintenance, repair, recall? I mean, you click on maintenance. Is it oil change, brake inspections? And you basically fill out your name. You're able to schedule a time and everything in here from here. And we're just kind of looking at different ways of doing things. So we're trying to figure out, and if you look, when we make a change to anything we do to the website, the first thing we do is check to make sure there's no errors in the code, because the professionals check to make sure there's no errors. If you repair a motorcycle, you're going to check the motorcycle to make sure you repaired it correctly. If you end up with a pile of bolts and nuts left over, you're going to say, hey, there's a problem here. Where do these things go? And then you check to make sure that there's no errors anywhere. If there's an error, you fix it. Look at me, 100, 100, 100, 100. The first content paint is 0.9 milliseconds. The largest content paint, 0.9 milliseconds. And this, and you know, this website's got a lot of content on here, and it sells parts on here. So I mean, you can come in here and say, oh, I want to buy parts. I mean, this has got a full shopping cart to sell the parts and everything on it and everything else. And despite that, it's error-free, and it loads in 0.9 milliseconds. When you look at this other website over here, we've got 27 on performance, 80 on accessibility, 75 on best practice. I mean, we've got Google showing you all these errors. So as a professional web developer, and a professional is somebody who's charging somebody money to build a website for them, they should fix all these errors and everything else. And if they need to better understand why they should fix them or how to fix them, the Burkes Repo outlet is more than welcome to give them my contact information, and I'll explain to them how to fix the errors and why they need to be fixed, and why you don't leave blank pages, and why you don't link out to yourself, because that bleeds page rank to a web developer who's an off topic from the motorcycle shop. But this thing has got some serious problems, and again, this is WebSits, who's the web developer. We've got this thing jumping up here all in my way, and what an ugly looking green chat now. But I mean, if the web developer has to use a overlay to make their website ADA compliant, that is not a good sign. But if a web developer builds a website that takes 62.3 seconds to load, that should be an embarrassment. It's full of coding errors and everything else. I mean, we've got 15 errors, 137 warnings. A professional web developer checks to make sure there's no problems with this code when he finishes designing it. And if they got any questions or any problems, I'd love to talk to them and explain to them why it's important, as well as how to fix the problems they've got. But this website the website is not able to do what it's supposed to do because of all these errors and all these problems.